Yo, what's up, guys? New video talking about accuracy versus resistance. I got this question a few times. I guess it was kind of known already, but for some people, just a reminder for me when I understand the odds of RNG, the RNG is not that bad, or it is bad, but at least you know where it's coming from. With that, you can better predict things to happen, but also expect certain things to happen rather than to expect the wrong things because you have a mindset that might be wrong. So, looking at accuracy versus resistance, you hear a lot. Resistance is a lie. Accuracy is a lie. You can have both or nothing. It doesn't work. Resistance doesn't work. Accuracy doesn't work. Well, let me clarify a few things about resistance versus accuracy. So, you can check this up. It's on the wiki. It's been written a very long time ago already. But simply, the resistance check is resistance rate is resistance minus accuracy, which means let's say you have 100 resistance and 100 accuracy, that will be resistance rate 0. But the resistance rate that's built into the game, whether you like it or not, that's a different type of debate. If that is good for the game or not, there is always a 15% check that there is a resistance. No matter how much accuracy you have, no matter how much resistance the enemy has. So, is that necessarily good or bad for the game? I think the game would be very predictable if it would not be the case. What I personally would like to see is that this 15% check, but then just the 15% check, not all of the other numbers that I'm gonna show later, would go up or down the moment it does happen or doesn't happen. The same which they do with Fio. It is 22%. The moment you just procced, it becomes 17. The moment the enemy procced, you become 27. They should do similar something like that with resistance checks as well. So it is very unlikely because 4 times 15%, it is very unlikely, but I've seen it happen. The moment you fluctuate that number to become lower, if it's wait, how do you say it? Yeah, just the way it changes the number based on what happened. If you got positive luck already, number should lower. If you got negative luck, number should higher, or whatever, depending if you check it from rate, like resistance rate or landing rate. But you get what I mean. So they have a few examples, which is a lot of words, is a lot of talking. I rather show numbers myself. So let's look at the numbers. So what does this mean? I put it in an Excel sheet. So I think my face is a little bit in front of it, but let's look at it here. So we have 3 different baselines here. One is the base resistance is 15%, which is just built into the game. We're talking about single hits only, and we're talking non-glancing. There are a few additional specific things with glancing or wrong element, well, which is technically glancing, but there are a few different things with glancing and stuff like that. And then also depending on which skill. I could make a video about that more later on with like special interactions. So as you can see, having 85 accuracy is the same as 100 accuracy. We got accuracy on this axis and resistance on this axis. Everything that is 15% pretty much equals to netting the most efficient for the person that is trying to land something. The higher you go towards the 100, the more efficient it is for the person that tries to resist something. So that also means you can build units on 100 resist, but units that have 85 accuracy. And keep in mind, any unit that really wants to specifically land their debuffs should be built on 85 accuracy. People are like, oh, how much accuracy do I need on my AoE stripper? Well, 85, because 85 is the highest value you can get to land your stuff. Therefore, you don't need 100 because of the building 15, but you need that 85. If you have a Hathor that's 80, you're doing something wrong. Hathor wants to land her skills. Same, for example, for a Cardinal. If you say, yo, my Cardinal's never working, well, you also got the activation rate of a skill, which is fairly different than any of this story. But if you have 100% activation rate and you're like, yo, my unit doesn't land it, let's say a Light Monkey King, Chingti and Dashing, just naming a unit. You want that 85 accuracy because all of the units that are 100 resistance, you need that. Let's say a unit is 95 resistance, then you can get away with 80 accuracy. Same as, let's say a unit would have 15 resistance, you could actually get away with 0 accuracy. So therefore some people are like, oh, if I just do very low accuracy, it still works. Yes, but no, because it still works on the units with low resistance. And currently we have a meta where, well, not that much anymore, but we used to have Lulu's 100% res, Riley's probably 100% res, Wusa's could be 100% res. There's a whole bunch of units you just expect those high resistance from. But there's also a whole bunch of units, like for example, a Ragdoll. You can probably get away hitting a Ragdoll with 0 accuracy. Maybe 15. 15 is always a safe bet that you can at least hit something. Like if you just have like a random skill, you don't care that much about landing or not landing, but it would be nice if it lands. 15 accuracy on all of your bruises is probably kind of a sweet spot until people watch this video and start like, okay, then I start upping the resistance. So also a thing some people have, should you go 100 resistance or 0 resistance at all? Any step between 100 and a 0 resistance is actually good. The only thing that 100 resistance makes it, that if your enemy lacks accuracy and doesn't go that far, he doesn't watch my videos, he doesn't make his stuff 85 accuracy, then your 100 resistance is gonna be a big beneficial. But let's say you have 85 accuracy and you are, or 85 resistance, let's say something lower. Let's say you have a Savannah that starts with 40 resistance already, you have some random runes on it, it becomes 55 resistance. Anything that is 35 accuracy and below will actually disbenefit from you having just those few points in resistance. Does that mean that it's going to land all the time? No, these are percentage numbers. Because it is percentage numbers, it is still very likely that stuff will land. Because 20% resistance chance is not much. But let's say 30% resistance chance. So let's say he has 25 accuracy, you have 55. So we're looking at 55 and 25. So that's 30. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Should I be right? Wait. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just miscalculating. But yeah, that makes sense. Let's say it is the 30 mark. So we're looking here 25 and 55. 30 is only 15 more than 15. Blah. But 30 is twice as much than 15. Also duh. But if you look at it from that perspective, that it's twice as likely for them to not land their stuff because they're 25 accuracy, it's pretty big already. Also keep in mind that a unit that's 25 accuracy probably doesn't really care that much about landing their stuff. So for example, let's say a Sierra. Some people are like, yeah, Sierra, I got about... I don't care about Sierra for the S2, like whether I have 40 accuracy or 85 accuracy, it all lands the same. Well, the thing is, if you have 40 accuracy, all units that have 55 resistance or less are treated the same as having 0 resistance. So that's what you got to keep in mind. If you want to bomb any unit and it's probably below that 55 resistance, you have 40 accuracy, you are going to land with an 85% check mark. So keep those things in mind, and if you keep those things in mind, you expect which units do and do not have resistance. You can also make better calculations of, okay, what can I land based on knowing your accuracy? You still have to guess what their resistance is. But with that in mind, you can also think like, okay, I do actually want to bomb that Lulu. And if I build a Sierra on 40 accuracy, I am going to miss, wait, how much is that? 4 times as much as I would have 85 accuracy. So that's a lot more. You're gonna miss 4 times as many bombs. That's a lot. Can you still land it? Yes, you can. That's the thing. It's a percentage number. It's rolling a dice. You can still throw a 6 with a dice that has 600 sides. But it's easier to throw a dice on 6 with a dice that has 6 sides. You gotta keep that mindset. So with that said, I could publish this well, somewhere if people want to look at it. I think it's kind of straightforward, but it's just having a bit of the mindset. So I have a few conclusions written down. Wait, I think I have to scroll up a little bit more. So the thing is, resistance is 100% a useless stat if your enemy has 85 accuracy. You can have 100 resistance, 0 resistance, it's equal to 0. Doesn't matter. But on the other hand, accuracy is a useless stat if the enemy only has 15 resistance. If the enemy has 15 resistance, you can have 100 accuracy, you can have 0 accuracy, it will do the same thing. If I'm not mistaken. Wait. 0 accuracy? Or do you need... Yeah, no. I'm correct. Okay, sometimes I'm like, okay, does it go up or down for which one? Okay, no, I'm correct. No. 0 accuracy can never land on 100% resistance. I actually had to test that. I wasn't sure about that. I let my Feng Yang and Rina have a really fun fight for a really long time, and it actually never lands. I added in 4 accuracy on the Feng Yang, and it started landing. It took a little while, but he started landing his armor break from time to time. So with that in mind, the final thing, which is very important, the difference between 15% resist rate and 30% resist rate, in other words, having 70 accuracy versus 100 resistance, is twice as much. So your bomb on a 70% Sierra, it's going to miss twice as much as that you would have 85 accuracy. Would that mean that I would say, yo, you have to put your accuracy to 85 on your Sierra? Not really. But if you're trying to land that bomb on a Lulu or any unit you expect to be 100 res, you got to keep in mind it is more likely to miss that one than throwing a bomb on a Ragdoll or any other unit that's probably not under resistance. So keep those things in mind. Also, these things do not factor glancing hits, multi-hits, or anything like that. If you would like a video on all kind of special scenarios, which there are quite a few in the game, let me know that in the comments. Also post the special scenarios that you can think of in the comments, because there's a whole bunch. Like, for example, can you crit when you have glancing and then you hit the wrong element? Can you crit with 100 crit rate, or does it become 0? Another thing is, can you push back? Like, there's anything pushing back, for example, Ichiwa S3. Can you strip while you have glancing? Can you push back while you have glancing? Can you reset cooldowns while you have glancing? Can you land armor breaks while you have glancing? A bunch of those are yes, a bunch of those are no. So if you want me to make a video specifically on those kind of things, also let me know in the comments if you have any more of those specific kind of scenarios you can think of, because the game has a whole bunch of them. This is just a few I can think of right now. Let me know in the comments if you want a video on that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this clarifies a bit about resistance and accuracy. Resistance is not a lie, accuracy is not a lie, it's just a check of odds. So, and the odds are actually pretty much filled in by you, minus the 15% checker that's always there. So neither of them are a lie, both of them work, but both of them work to certain degrees based on the enemy's resistance or your accuracy. So that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.